Hello, it's Valerie. I want to do a video kind of addressing kind of a sensitive topic for me. And it's a topic that I've never, ever, I don't think ever have, in all the years I've been on YouTube, I've never discussed it with you guys. So I don't know if any of you guys have ever wondered, is Valerie married? Is she engaged? Does she have, what about what's going on in my love life? And, because I realized I never ever talked about it on my channel. Like anyone I was ever dating or that I was with, I never featured them on my channel or anything like that. So I thought, gosh, now's a good time to kind of address it, especially right now since I'm like in a huge transition in my life. And also I need advice, And I mean, sometimes I'll Google things, even at my age, I'll still Google things that I am curious about when it comes to dating, because I am not married. I have never been married. I don't have any children. I think I've mentioned before that I don't have children, but yeah. And, I guess it's a whole nother thing, and I can touch briefly about why I've never been married and all that stuff and why I don't have kids. But anyway, so yeah, I've never really discussed it. And so even at my age, there's things I'm curious about that to get a mass opinion, I'll Google and just look up answers, right? You can always go to those few friends all the time, but number one, they get sick of you always asking them questions. And number three, are they going to tell you the truth? Are they going to be honest? Are they going to tell you what you want to hear? So that's why I said, why not make a video and get anyone who wants to offer an opinion to get their opinion? So having said all of that, and I hope you don't mind, I'm just going to kind of brush my hair, comb my hair while I talk. So, gosh, I don't even know where to start, especially since this is a new topic for me. So I am single. As of right now, I am single. Like I said, I've never been married. In my lifetime, I have had 2 marriage proposals that I both turned down, I think for very good reasons. And looking back, I'm glad I said no. Serious relationships, yes, of course, but no, nothing that ever led to marriage. But I think, and this is where I need advice, because I don't know if it's just me. These are the trends in my dating world. Either I meet someone and within a couple of weeks, they're talking marriage, they're getting really serious, they're moving too fast. And I'm kind of taken aback by it because I don't feel the same way, or it's completely unreciprocated. It's like 2 extremes. And then there's like that middle where I date those people who are moving super fast and I, thinking, okay, well, let me just give it a try. Even though I like them, obviously I started dating them, but not to the level that they're at yet. They're always way ahead of me. And then I hold on to a point where it just isn't a good balance and it ends. So, I'm a serial dater. Is there anyone my age who's a serial dater still? I mean, as horrible as it sounds, I'm curious, am I the only one in the whole world? Am I the only one? Because I feel like I am sometimes. So yeah, gosh, okay. So I'm a serial dater. I'm a huge flirt, okay? Huge flirt. And, this goes back to when I was, in junior high, middle school. So when I was in middle school and junior high, I was always very large, okay? Not like very large, like my 600-pound life very large, but I think by the time I was in 7th grade, I was probably maybe 210 pounds. By the time I was in 9th grade, I was like 230. By the time I was graduating high school, I was about 300 pounds. So always ginormously overweight. Now, I never had problem in the men department. Never. Completely a non-issue. And I see a lot of, bigger girls saying the same thing. It's all about confidence and how you feel about yourself and who you are on the inside. Because if anything, the guys I was dating were the guys that all the girls were after, and, or some of my friends would say, how'd you get that guy? Wow, like, what? That's because I never approached a guy like, oh, I'm big, are you going to want me type of thing? No, it was like, okay, I would just be myself. So, so I'm a big flirt, which can lead to serial dating, right? So in the last 30 days, the 4 dates that I've been on, have all been, I don't know if it's just that I'm getting picky, but I don't know. So the first guy I went on a date with this month, okay, I'm just talking about this, well, last month, the month of September. He wasn't my type, and I just knew it wasn't going to go anywhere. It was mutual. The second date we met, I thought it went great. Again, remember when I said unreciprocated? I thought it went fabulous. And then a couple of days later, he kind of texted me, but I noticed it, dwindling off. And then finally he came and said, hey, I'm not feeling the same way. I completely respected that and moved on. Second date guy I went on a date with after that, a week later, we had lunch. We met at a wine bar, and we had great conversation. But when I arrived, I don't know. I just felt like he forgot how tall I was. Because remember, I'm 5'9.5", 5'9.5", and now that I'm losing weight, I think it makes me look taller. So, I mean, when we met, it was in a cafe, so it was really fast, and it was a lot of people. Because I remember as I'm walking up to him, he goes to stand up to greet me, and he literally started at the feet and looked up. Now, I remembered that he was short, so I knew not to wear heels, but I was still felt considerably tall, because I think he was about 5'4", 5'5". So, I don't know. I don't know if that's what it was, but we had a decent date, and then after that, I just never heard from him again. And I really can't believe I'm sharing all of this very personal stuff with you, but I am. So then the last date I went on most recently was 3 days ago. Very nice guy, met through a friend, and, it was hit or miss. I felt like we were struggling for conversation. So I haven't heard from him since the date, which has been 2 days, but I don't know. So then, as I mentioned, I do have a date tonight. It's a late date. It's not really a date. It is a date, but we're more friends. But with that underlying tone of, let's see how it goes kind of thing. So we're just meeting late, very casual. So I don't know. So guys, okay, so this is my problem. I mean, gosh, not that my problem, but I'm ready to settle down, like really, because one of the reasons why I feel I'm not married is because right after high school, I spent a lot of time traveling and just getting to know myself. I grew up in a very small upstate New York town with a very limited perspective on life, and I wanted and craved a larger perspective. So I traveled basically the world for about 9 years and just would go back and forth from the US to different countries and meet people and talk and learn about different cultures, Jewish culture, Asian culture, African culture, well, Africa's a continent, but Nigerian, Ghanaian, got to know people. I made friends, and I would stay in their homes overseas when I would travel, and it was amazing. But I remember as I was getting older, my trip back home once to the US, it was in August, and I was supposed to go to Carnival in London with some European friends of mine. So I said, let me just go home, work a couple weeks, get some more money, and come back. Well, I remember going home, getting off the plane and meeting up with some friends, and one had just had her first baby. Another one had bought her first house and had her first promotion, just got the ring. And as we're going around the table, I started thinking, what have I accomplished? I've basically been just like a kid, stuck in kid mode, and I felt it was time for me to mature and move forward. So that's when I literally didn't call my friends in Europe, didn't let them know what happened to me, and I just didn't show back up for Carnival in London. And I remember them calling my cell phone and leaving me messages. Valerie, where are you? Valerie, Valerie. And I just didn't. It was like something in my brain just literally, not against them, but cut them off so I could move forward in my life. Because I didn't want them to draw me back in. Sometimes you just have to do that. Like you just got to cut that limb off if it means it could be holding you back. So that's what I did. And then I went and got my associate's degree, and I got my bachelor's, and I went straight for my master's. And you guys were there for the master's degree because that's when I was starting Grow Bone. So yeah, that's pretty much how it went. And then after that, I was focusing on building my career. I invested in all these degrees. And so before you know it, you wake up and you're like, where has the time gone? Am I the only one who's feeling all this right now? I feel like I'm the only one. So that's kind of where I'm at, but now I'm at this awkward age where everyone my age is pretty much not newlywed, but they're still working on marriage. They're still happily married or working on those marriages. They're like probably halfway done with child rearing, things like that. And so they're not trying to walk away from a marriage, or they're not trying to do all that. And so, but yet the divorced men are like my dad's age, or close to it. And I don't mind older guys. I mean, if I found the right guy, I would date an older man, no problem. Or the single men are either 18, 19, 20, and oh gosh, yeah, no. I am no cougar. So no offense, if there's cougars, no offense, but that's not me, but no offense if you are. So I'm stuck in this middle phase where the men my age are married, stuck in marriages and families, and not really stuck, but in marriages, in families, or I have to go much younger, much older. So I don't know what to do. So it's just so hard. Any advice that you guys have, I'm open to it. So, funny story. So there's this guy that I used to date probably 4 years ago. And it was like, wow. Like, that was the first time I felt like that instant attraction, and it was just like, wow. It kind of swept us both off our feet and everything. But so much so that we were both like, scared, So we parted ways. It wasn't really on the best terms. Like, it was like we didn't speak after that. We didn't stay friends. But he started messaging me. He started sending me messages, but asking me questions more like, do you remember where this store was located? But not really coming out. So I don't know if he's interested. I don't know if I should move on. I don't know. I know I'm kind of rambling right now, but I guess that's because in my mind is rambling on about, things like that. And I don't know. Like I said, the weight is really a non-issue because I'm dating the same now that I did when I was, a lot heavier, about a year ago. Nothing's changed when it comes to that. Maybe as I lose more weight, it might change, but right now it's the exact same. So there's really no difference there. But yes, I don't know. Should I, how bold? Okay, this is the main question for you guys. How bold can a woman be when there's a man she's either interested in, or maybe it's an ex, and you get the sense that they're like, kind of trying to ping their way back into your life through some avenue? Would you wait it out and see what he does? Or would you straight up say, I'm still single. This is perfect time. Are you really messaging me about that ice cream we had that you couldn't remember the flavor 4 years ago? Or are you just trying to, check up on me, get an update? Is she still single? Would she still talk to me? So what is your opinion? What would you do? So that's first major question I need opinion for. Second major question. So then, how bold would you be? Do you have the confidence to straight up message him back and say, do you really want that ice cream flavor? Or do you want to, are you just, trying to see how I'm doing? Would you do that? Second thing is suggestions about dating at, when you're not 18, when you're not 22, when you're not even 25, but yet you're not 48, you're not 50, you're not 55. How do you, it just sucks to be stuck in the middle. It's like stuck in the sand trap. I'm stuck in the dating sand trap. Yeah, those are my questions. Yeah, okay. And third question, what is the fastest you've ever got serious with someone? Because I like to try to take it slow, and maybe I should just go for it. Maybe I should just go fast. I don't know. So opinions. So anyways, I'm done rambling. Just was curious. Plus I thought, gosh, I've never discussed my dating life with you guys ever. So I didn't know if anyone was ever curious about that or not. But yeah, that's it. All right. Well, I'm curious of what you think. Should I just keep going and then, but then people say when you're not looking, that's when he'll show up. But then I didn't look for 2 years, and it was like, okay, no, this is not working. So tell me, gosh, I'd love to know your story. How did you meet the love of your life, your husband, your current fiance, your soulmate? I don't know. All right, well, I think I'll be quiet now. All right, well, as always, thanks for watching.